Hi, and welcome back. I'm Dave Gamble, Farmers Insurance District Manager here in the South Bay of Los Angeles. Thanks for joining me for our part two interview with agency owner Esam Boktor. In this section, we're going to be learning from Esam about the explosive growth he's seen in his agency and how he's done it through agency staffing, and talking to Esam about his attitude about marketing and quoting. And finally, in this section, we're going to learn about the farmers insurance multi-line opportunity and how important that is to Esam. So with that, let's catch back up with Esam.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
As I look at production reports from 2013 to 2020, I see an explosion of growth. So Esam, tell me what was happening before you met our team, and where were you at kind of mentally and physically with your agency?
I started my agency in Torrance with a different district, and then I moved to Santa Monica right away, like maybe like a year or a year and a half after. I always say this, and I truly mean it. I started with farmers in 2006, but farmers started with me in 2013 when I moved into the new district. I think I shared this with you before, that sometimes I had to drive to Semi Valley where our old buildings were to learn how to write a high value policy for a homeowner's policy, or to write a commercial policy. I had to physically drive there so they can support me to, to write these policies. So luckily, when I moved into your district in 2013, I found things that I had never seen before. I found someone who specializes in personal lines, someone specializes in commercial, someone specializes in life. I found your support, and you guys started teaching me about not just being a good agent, but how to become a good business owner, and how to balance my agency and sell all kinds of lines. You personally drove to my office several times. I had my ABC driving to my office once a week, and just taking baby steps, learning about how to run FFRs, learning about how to set time aside just to reach out to clients and to say thank you. So just starting with an organized way of running the business, this led to the results that you're seeing lately.
That's fantastic, and thank you for sharing that. Let's
Sure.
try to break that down a little bit, Esam. As you reflect back in that transition from kind of 2012 to 2013, let's start with staffing. What was in your mind about staffing before we really engaged with you? What did your staff look like at that point in time?
Just one person, barely part-time or full-time at best, and just to push some paperwork. And but it wasn't anything that what I have right now, where the staff is responsible of production, just like I'm responsible of production. Before, I very much had to do everything from A to Z, which kind of burnt me out, and I wasn't able to do everything at the best because I was burnt out. But after learning the importance of staffing and assigning tasks to everyone, it became easier for all of us to do what we do best, and for me to focus on running the business, selling commercial, selling life. So it opened up my schedule to do other things.
That's a great recounting, and you're absolutely right. You know, you and I each run a small business. I run a district operation, and you run an agency. And one of the huge keys to both of those operations is staff. And it's something that I have preached since the beginning of my career as a district manager. I am so glad that you have take that coaching and you have a wonderful team now. Let me shift gears, Esam, and ask you about marketing. As you reflect back to 2012 and transitioning into 2013, and then getting involved with our business coach and myself, where were you with marketing in terms of your thinking about that and your attitude about it, and how did that change over time?
Well, at first it started that having a goal, and the goal was to get as many quotes as possible. So to get these number of quotes, as you mentioned earlier, I'm in a really tough area here in Santa Monica. It's not easy to sell an auto policy or even a home policy. So for us to get to the numbers that we want, we had to get a certain amount of quotes. And to get a certain amount of quotes, we had to get a certain amount of leads. And to get a certain amount of leads, we have to have different ways to get those leads. So we started with internet leads. We started participating in the agency marketing program, which was very important for me to join because we get leads as well. I started making connection with property management, real estate agents, escrow officers. I started making a list of every time I receive email from an escrow officer or a loan officer asking for, evidence of insurance. I felt like this is a lead coming to me, and I would, treat this as gold. I would send them the evidence of insurance right away, and then I keep that list. So every month I would just say, hey, this is Esam. We work together before. If you need help with anything, just shoot me an email. We're open 6 days a week from 6:30 to 6:30. So let me know if you need any help. And just small things, but many of them.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Esam. You're right. You do a lot of things. And as I reflect even on 2020 in the middle of a pandemic, you're still quoting customers that are interested in hearing from you almost 10 times per day. You obviously can't do that yourself, and therefore you have staff to help you get that done. As you reflect back to 2011, 2012, do you have any recollection of how many times you quoted on an average daily basis?
So I actually do remember because when Mario and I, we used to meet, and he would give me the breakdown of my monthly quoting. I had probably 30 to 40 quotes a month, if I'm lucky, and I would consider that's a good month if I can get one or two quotes. Because I was doing everything myself, you know. Right now, if I get to a week where we did only 30 to 40 quotes, that's a bad week for us because it will not match the results that we want.
Very good. Yes. So, Isam, share with me your thoughts. So you mentioned this earlier, which was you're kind of personal lines focused initially. How do you feel that really rebalancing your agency and targeting all the lines of business that we offer here at Farmers Insurance, how do you feel that that has enhanced your experience with your customers, and how has it enhanced your business results as a business owner at Farmers Insurance?
Well, first I had to be comfortable with these other products. And the reason why I didn't sell these products, because I didn't know how to sell them. I wasn't comfortable with the product. I wasn't comfortable with the way to sell it. I wasn't comfortable even marketing it. And I even remember days where someone would tell me about, a company needing, a business owner's policy. And I feel like, can we just talk about your car insurance? Because I wasn't comfortable. So I had to get some training. I had to get comfortable with these products first. Then it became easier for me to represent it to the client. And that, balanced the agency for me because now I'm selling life, I'm selling commercial, I'm selling, financial services. At the end of the day, I'm not just focusing on the auto or the home. If our auto rates are going up and it seems like in my area, they're always challenging. It's okay because our commercial here in the area, our commercial products in the area are doing great. So the agency is still up in sales. The agency is still bringing money.
I think that's right. And it's super important to have a balanced agency because you never know. Is it going to be an industry shift? Is it going to be a company shift? Is it going to be a demographic shift that may make one product more viable than the next as we think about it just purely from a business perspective? So I'm glad to see and hear and watch your continued success with diversification. Well, again, thank you so much for all your sharing and have a great day, Isam.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.